Welcome to Tuscany, a land of sublime art, towering cypress trees, and medieval villages. In the heart of central Italy, Tuscany spans over 22,000 square kilometers of history, culture, and breathtaking beauty. Here, where the Arno River meanders through hills and cities, the Renaissance was born, a movement that changed the course of art history and human thought. Did you know that standard Italian language derives from the Tuscan dialect? Thanks to poets like Dante Alighieri, Petrarch, and Boccaccio, the Florentine vernacular became the basis for the Italian we know today. But Tuscany nourishes more than just the mind. It is the homeland of legendary wines such as Chianti and Brunello di Montalcino. In fact, the famous Fiasco, the bottle with a wide bottom and long neck, was born right here, designed to protect the precious nectar during transport on bumpy carts. Moreover, from the depths of the Apuan Alps, for millennia, man has extracted the prized white Carrara marble. The same marble that Michelangelo chose for his David, and which is still exported all over the world today. Tuscany is also the region with the highest number of UNESCO sites in Italy, totaling 7, including the historic center of Florence and the Val d'Orcia. Every stone, every tower tells centuries of history. But the true treasure of this land is its people. Artisans who keep centuries-old traditions alive, such as leather working in Santa Croce sull'Arno, or ceramic production in Montelupo Fiorentino. Let's now begin our journey through the most beautiful and iconic places in Tuscany. We'll visit cities of art, hilltop villages, incredible natural sights, and discover why this region continues to capture the imagination of millions of tourists each year. Val d'Orcia. The beating heart of Tuscany is a landscape that seems painted by a Renaissance master. Gentle rolling hills, dotted with solitary cypress trees and ancient medieval villages, stretch as far as the eye can see, creating an almost surreal scene of beauty. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is the quintessence of the Tuscan imaginary. Pienza and Montalcino are just two of the gems that adorn this valley. The natural thermal baths of Bagno Vignoni, with its unique water square, offer a relaxing experience immersed in history. Whether explored by car, bicycle, or on foot, Val d'Orcia offers emotions in every season, from the golden fields of summer to the warm colors of autumn to the bright green of spring. It's a place where time stands still, inviting tourists to fully immerse themselves in the beauty and flavors of an authentic and timeless Tuscany. Florence. Cradle of the Renaissance, this city is a living museum, with masterpieces by artists like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and Botticelli adorning its churches and galleries. The Florence Cathedral, with its imposing dome by Brunelleschi, dominates the city's skyline and is a must-visit. No less stunning is the Ponte Vecchio, an ancient bridge adorned with jewelry shops that crosses the Arno with a time-defying pride. For art lovers, the Uffizi Gallery offers an unmatched collection of Renaissance works, while the nearby Palazzo Pitti displays treasures of art and regal history. As you wander through the streets of the historic center, let yourself be tempted by the many traditional artisan shops. Florence is also renowned for its Tuscan cuisine. Try a Florentine steak or a dish of ribollita to understand how even the food here is an art form. Pitigliano, a village that defies gravity, perched atop a towering cliff of tough stone. Known as the Little Jerusalem for its historic Jewish community, it is a magical place where history blends with legend. The village is characterized by a labyrinth of narrow streets, winding between houses and palaces carved into the tuff, many of which are connected by underground passages and secret tunnels. The Jewish quarter, with its ancient synagogue and unleavened bread oven, tells the story of centuries-old coexistence, while the cellars carved into the rock reveal the village's winemaking tradition. Pitigliano also offers nature and adventure. Nearby, trails and hiking paths lead to the discovery of extraordinary natural areas, such as the Vie Cave, ancient Etruscan paths carved into the rock, or the natural thermal springs, where one can relax in a setting of absolute peace. Castiglione della Pescaia. With its golden beaches that stretch as far as the eye can see, Castiglione della Pescaia is one of the pearls of the Tuscan coast. This ancient fishing village, with medieval origins, houses a majestic castle that offers panoramic views of the Tyrrhenian Sea. Its clear waters and nearby nature reserves make Castiglione della Pescaia a perfect destination for lovers of nature and the sea, as well as for those seeking history and culture. The village, with its narrow alleys and lively squares, embodies the tranquility of the past, allowing one to experience the atmosphere of bygone times. Siena. Nestled in the gentle hills of Tuscany, Siena is a medieval gem that has preserved its historical charm intact. The city, renowned for the Palio, a spectacular horse race held twice a year, is woven with vibrant history. Walking its streets means navigating a maze of narrow alleys, all leading to the magnificent Piazza del Campo, uniquely shaped like a shell, and the Palazzo Pubblico, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. The Cathedral of Santa Maria Assunta, with its mosaic of black and white marbles, features a richly decorated interior that houses priceless artworks, including the famous inlaid floor, revealed only for a few weeks each year. Moreover, savoring a slice of the sweet treat called pan forte, while admiring the sunset over the Tuscan hills, further enriches the sensory experience of this timeless city. Monticchiello. This charming village stands out not only for its architectural beauty, but also for its community theater. Every summer, the inhabitants stage a play reflecting their experiences and the history of their land, making Monticchiello unique in its kind. The narrow medieval streets lead to the Church of Sant'Agata, a Romanesque gem with 14th century frescoes. Photography enthusiasts will find countless rustic corners, and gourmets can delight in local restaurants where dishes like pappardelle with hare ragu celebrate the authentic and rich flavors of Tuscan cuisine. Elba Island. A pearl of the Tuscan archipelago, it's an island that contains a world. Famous for being Napoleon's exile, today it's a paradise for sea and nature lovers. Its coasts range from golden sand beaches to hidden coves, reachable only by sea, while the interior is a succession of green hills and ancient villages. Mount Capanne, the highest peak, offers panoramic views that stretch to Corsica. But Elba is also rich in history, from Etruscan remains to Medici fortresses, passing through the iron mines that have shaped the island's identity. It's a place where beach relaxation blends with cultural exploration, all seasoned with exquisite Tuscan cuisine with marine influences. Volterra. This Etruscan village encapsulates millennia of history within its imposing walls. Beyond the charm of the Roman theater and the mystery of the Etruscan tombs, it astonishes with its Palazzo dei Priori, the oldest town hall in Tuscany. Moreover, its beating heart is the medieval historic center, a labyrinth of stone alleys winding among noble palaces, Romanesque churches, and hidden small squares, offering visitors an authentic immersion in the atmosphere of the most genuine Tuscany. As you walk through the stone alleys, we recommend visiting the Etruscan Museum, which houses one of the finest collections of ancient artifacts. Local craft shops also offer the unique opportunity to take home a piece of this ancient tradition, especially the delicate alabaster sculptures. Pisa. Pisa is much more than its famous Leaning Tower. The Square of Miracles, with the cathedral, baptistry, and Camposanto, forms a unique complex in the world, where white marble shines under the Tuscan sun. But the city doesn't stop there. The Arno flows lazily through it, reflecting ancient palaces and historic bridges. Lungarno Mediceo, with its colorful buildings, is the perfect place for a sunset stroll. Pisa is also a lively university city, with students from all over the world animating its squares and cafes. The San Martino Quarter, finally, with its narrow alleys, hides artisan workshops and trattorias where you can taste papa al pomodoro. Arezzo. An Etruscan and medieval city rises on a hill that dominates 4 valleys. The Piazza Grande, with its sloping shape, is a natural stage, while the Basilica of San Francesco houses the frescoes of Piero della Francesca, a Renaissance treasure. The city is also a center of Italian goldsmithing, with workshops that blend tradition and contemporary design. The Prato Park, on the other hand, offers a green oasis in the heart of the city, perfect perhaps for a contemplative break, while the Antiques Fair every month transforms the center into an open-air museum. Saturnia Hot Springs. An oasis of wellness in the heart of the Tuscan Maremma, they are a miracle of nature that amazes with every visit. The thermal waters, which flow at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit from a volcanic crater, have created over time a series of natural travertine pools known as the Mill Waterfalls. Here, immersed in mineral-rich waters, with views spanning the Tuscan hills, relaxation becomes an almost transcendental experience. But Saturnia isn't just about hot springs. It's a journey through time, among Etruscan villages, Roman necropolises, and medieval castles. A place where history blends with wellness, offering a rejuvenating break from the chaos of modern life. San Gimignano. World-renowned for its medieval towers, symbols of a past when noble families competed to build ever-taller towers to demonstrate their power and wealth. The Piazza della Cisterna, the pulsating heart of the village, the cathedral, and the Torre Grossa are just a few of the architectural wonders that characterize this incredible example of a well-preserved medieval town. Walking along the stone streets of the historic center, surrounded by 13th century walls, you breathe in a timeless atmosphere. Ancient palaces, artisan workshops, and small taverns follow one another, offering visitors an authentic immersion in the daily life of a Tuscan village that has remained miraculously intact over the centuries. Maremma. A land embracing Tuscany and Lazio, it's a corner of Italy where wild nature and history blend in harmony. Pristine coasts alternate with hills dotted with medieval villages, creating a landscape of rare beauty. Maremma also seduces with its authentic flavors, including robust wines, intense cheeses, and a cuisine that marries sea and land. From golden beaches to lush forests, passing through hilltop towns like Pitigliano, this region offers an authentic and diverse experience. A paradise for those seeking adventure, relaxation, or culture, far from the beaten tourist paths, where every sunset over the sea invites you to slow down and savor life. Lucca. Nestled in the Tuscan countryside, Lucca is famous for its intact Renaissance walls, now serving as a circular public park for walkers and cyclists. This medieval city boasts a network of historic streets where one can discover enchanting squares like Piazza dell'Anfiteatro, built on the remnants of a Roman amphitheater. The Cathedral of San Martino and the Church of San Michele in Foro are architectural gems that exemplify Italian medieval art, with magnificent facades and precious interiors. Lucca is also a vibrant cultural hub, hosting annual events such as the Lucca Comics and Games, one of the largest comic book festivals in Europe, and the Lucca Summer Festival, featuring concerts by international artists. Montepulciano. A magnificent open-air art book where every corner, street, and square tells of the grandeur of the Italian Renaissance. famous for its vino nobile, or nobile wine. This village offers much more than a gastronomic experience. It is a journey through centuries of art and architecture. The Temple of San Biagio, a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture, dominates the scene with its majestic beauty. The Renaissance palaces that adorn the historic center tell the story of a city that has always played a leading role in Tuscan culture and politics. The historic cellars, carved into the tuff beneath the city, are uniquely charming places where one can taste wines of excellence, the result of a long tradition and a unique terroir. Montalcino rises majestically on a hill, proudly dominating the vast expanses of the Tuscan countryside. This ancient medieval village is surrounded by powerful fortified walls, enclosing centuries of history and tradition. Within, narrow cobbled streets lead tourists through a sequence of historic squares, noble palaces, and historic buildings, among which stands out the 14th century fortress. An impressive example of medieval military architecture, it offers an unparalleled panoramic view of the surrounding vineyards. Montalcino is renowned worldwide for the production of Brunello, a prestigious red wine that has earned significant international recognition. The village cellars open their doors to visitors for tastings, allowing them to discover the secrets of this noble wine, the fruit of a long winemaking tradition and a passion handed down from generation to generation. Prato. A city with a rich textile heritage, Prato stands as a hidden gem among Tuscany's more famous destinations. Its historic center is dominated by the imposing Emperor's Castle, a unique example of Swabian architecture in central northern Italy. The cathedral, with its two-tone marble facade, houses splendid frescoes, masterpieces of the Renaissance. Walking through the streets of the center, you can feel the atmosphere of a vibrant and multicultural city, where ancient traditions blend with contemporary influences. The local cuisine, with specialties such as prato biscuits and sedani alla pratese, completes the experience of this authentic corner of Tuscany, far from the beaten tourist paths. Sovana. A small jewel set in the heart of Tuscany's Maremma, a village that seems suspended in time. Its origins date back to the Etruscan era, as evidenced by the numerous archaeological sites in the area. The Cathedral of Sovana, dating back to the 12th century, is a masterpiece of Romanesque architecture, with frescoes and sculptures that narrate the deep spirituality of the place. Equally fascinating are the small shops offering local products, such as pecorino cheese and morellino wine, which reflect the gastronomic excellence of the region. A stroll through the village streets also offers moments of peace, with views of the surrounding countryside that captivate every tourist. Bagno Vignoni. Known since Roman times for its thermal waters, Bagno Vignoni is a unique village of its kind. At the center of the town is the Piazza delle Sorgenti, a large thermal pool dating back to the 16th century, which was frequented by historical figures such as Saint Catherine of Siena and Lorenzo de' Medici. Beyond the thermal baths, the village offers tranquility and refreshment among its streets and tourist accommodations, with modern spas that exploit the healing properties of the local springs. The village alleys are rich in history and offer picturesque views, ideal for those seeking a relaxing escape immersed in culture and nature. Populonia. An ancient Etruscan settlement is a seaside village famous for its necropolises and the archaeological park that tells the story of iron processing in antiquity. Located on the Etruscan coast, it offers enchanting beaches where one can relax after a day of cultural discoveries. The village, with its medieval walls and the castle overlooking the sea, creates a magical atmosphere, especially at sunset. For lovers of nature and archaeology, it represents a perfect destination, combining the beauty of the coastal landscape with the richness of its historical heritage. Anghiari. Framed by the green valleys of the Tuscan Romagnolo Apennines, is a true Renaissance gem. Every part of this village tells a story of its rich history. For art seekers, the village churches like San Francesco and Sant'Agostino offer splendid examples of sacred art. The weaving workshops, with their still operating looms, allow close observation of tapestry fabric production, a tradition that makes Anghiari famous worldwide. Equally important is the relaxing walk along the medieval walls, offering a panoramic view over the valley below, ideal for those seeking a moment of tranquility. Monteriggioni. With its intact walls and towers that dominate the landscape, Monteriggioni is one of Italy's most iconic medieval villages. Founded by the Sienese in the 13th century as an outpost against Florence, today the village maintains an atmosphere from another time. Entering through the Franca Gate, one steps into a square that seems still to be in the Middle Ages. Visiting the Armory Museum provides insight into medieval life and battles, while a walk on the walls offers spectacular views of the Tuscan countryside. The artisan shops within the village also offer handcrafted iron goods and traditional textiles, perfect as unique, historically infused souvenirs. Certaldo. A medieval village that birthed Giovanni Boccaccio, one of the fathers of Italian literature. Certaldo Alto, the ancient part, is a journey back in time, reachable by a picturesque funicular climbing the hill. Here, red brick houses and paved streets enclose a rich historical and cultural heritage, jealously guarded within ancient walls. The village still lives by tradition, with events and festivals celebrating its history and culture, including Mercantia, one of Europe's most captivating street theater festivals. San Casciano dei Bagni. A thermal jewel of Tuscany, is famed for its mineral-rich waters, among the hottest in Europe. The historic center is an enchanting blend of medieval and Renaissance architecture, with stone streets that invite relaxing walks. The thermal baths offer wellness treatments that utilize the therapeutic properties of the local waters, perfect for a period of rest and regeneration. Beyond the baths, the village is surrounded by lush agricultural landscapes, with vineyards and olive groves producing some of the region's finest oils and wines. Capalbio. Known for its imposing medieval walls and virtually untouched historic center, Capalbio stands as a true gem, offering a full immersion into a medieval atmosphere. Located on the southern border of Tuscany, this village serves as a tranquil refuge where time seems to slow down, inviting tourists to explore its characteristic alleys, hidden squares, and the rich artistic expressions found at every turn. Surrounded by lush nature, the village boasts landscapes that stretch from the gentle hills of the Tuscan countryside to the seashore, offering a diverse panorama that captivates those in search of an authentic and relaxing experience. The wealth of its historical heritage, combined with the pristine beauty of its surroundings, makes Capalbio an ideal place for those wishing to escape the hustle and bustle of modern life and immerse themselves in a setting of serenity and history. Pienza. Conceived as the ideal city of the Renaissance, Pienza is the result of a visionary dream by Pope Pius II, who in the 15th century sought to transform his humble native village into an exemplar of perfect urban harmony. The architect Bernardo Rossellino was commissioned to design the new city, following the humanistic principles of the Renaissance, thereby creating a masterpiece of beauty and proportion. The heart of Pienza is its main square, surrounded by emblematic buildings such as the Duomo, Palazzo Piccolomini, and the Town Hall, which together form an architectural ensemble of extraordinary elegance. The streets are an intricate maze of stone alleys, offering romantic glimpses and inviting exploration of the numerous artisan shops. Here, one can purchase local products, such as the famous Pienza pecorino, a cheese with a unique flavor that bears witness to the region's ancient dairy traditions. Sorano. Known as the Matera of Tuscany for its houses carved into tufa rock, Sorano is a village of incredible historical charm. Its medieval fortresses, such as the Orsini Fortress, dominate the landscape, offering a dive into the past among ancient Etruscan pathways. Surrounded by lush nature, it is ideal for hiking or biking, exploring the numerous trails that offer spectacular views and moments of peace away from daily bustle. A visit to Sorano can be enriched by discovering local wineries that produce quality wines, perfect for accompanying the rustic dishes of Maremma cuisine.
Montefiorale.
Considered one of Italy's most beautiful villages, is a small medieval gem that retains its original charm. Its narrow cobbled streets lead to a fortress that dominates the area, offering a spectacular view over the Chianti vineyards. In this village, time seems to slow down, allowing tourists to fully immerse themselves in the tranquility and beauty of the landscape. The restaurants also serve excellent Tuscan cuisine, accompanied by locally produced wines, celebrated worldwide for their quality and flavor. San Quirico d'Orcia. A jewel set in the marvelous Val d'Orcia, a landscape of harmonious beauty, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This medieval village stands out for its impressive historical and artistic heritage. The Horti Leonini represent one of the most refined examples of a 16th century Italian garden, a green labyrinth where nature and art meet in perfect symbiosis. The Collegiate Church of San Quirico, with its pure lines and interiors rich in artworks, is a masterpiece of Romanesque art that has endured through the centuries. The village is also a key point on the historic Via Francigena, a route of faith and commerce that has seen thousands of pilgrims traverse its paths, enriching the place with stories, encounters, and cultural exchanges. Lucignano. With its elliptical layout, represents an extraordinary example of medieval urban planning. This beautiful village is famous for its Tree of Life, an artistic masterpiece housed in the Municipal Museum, attracting visitors worldwide for its beauty and symbolic meaning. Additionally, the village streets are lined with historic buildings, artisan shops, and welcoming cafes where one can savor local sweets. Lucignano is also an excellent starting point for exploring the surrounding Tuscan hills, offering landscapes that are a true balm for the soul. San Miniato. Situated along the ancient Via Francigena, it is famed for its historical and gastronomic heritage, particularly for the prized white truffle. Every year, the village hosts one of the most important truffle fairs in Italy, attracting gourmets and the curious from around the world. The historic center, with its impressive cathedral and the Tower of Frederick II, offers a wonderful view over the Tuscan countryside. The artisan shops and small cafes provide a warm welcome, while local wineries invite visitors to tastings of wines and typical products, creating an atmosphere rich in tradition and authentic flavors. Before concluding, to give an even more complete description of this region, we must mention the landscapes and areas of Garfagnana, Crete Senesi, Argentario, and the Versilia coast. Garfagnana, nestled between the Apuan Alps and the Tuscan-Emilian Apennines, is a green oasis of rare beauty. Here, ancient stone villages cling to verdant hills, while clear rivers flow through unspoiled valleys. It's a paradise for nature lovers, where fresh mountain air mingles with the scent of chestnuts and centuries-old traditions. Moving south, we encounter the Crete Senesi, a landscape that seems to have emerged from another planet. The gentle clay hills create a lunar panorama, dotted here and there with solitary cypresses that stand out against the sky. At sunset, when golden light caresses these lands, one understands why this place has inspired artists for generations. Argentario, on the other hand, is a promontory that juts out into the Tyrrhenian Sea, offering a spectacle of rare beauty. Cliffs overlooking the sea alternate with hidden coves, while ancient fortresses dominate the horizon. It's a corner of Tuscany where Mediterranean scrub meets the sea, creating a perfect union. Finally, the Versilia coast, with its long golden beaches and the imposing profile of the Apuan Alps in the background. Here, elegant seaside resorts like Forte dei Marmi alternate with characteristic fishing villages. These landscapes, each with its uniqueness, complete the mosaic of beauties that make Tuscany one of the most beloved and visited regions in the world.